Okay, guess what, America? We're bringing home our manufacturing. We're reshoring steel, building chip fabs, launching EV plants, and locking in our economic future. But you know who's not invited? Canada. And yeah, that seemed kind of weird, right? And that's not just a Canadian problem. That's our problem. Because if we don't figure out how to move forward together, this whole region could fall behind. If you're done with globalist bullshit and ready for straight talk, do me a favor and subscribe to America's Geopolitics. Now let's break it down. Right now, the U.S. has experienced something we haven't seen in decades, a real industrial revival. And it's not just hype, it's reshoring in action. It's been sparked by the tariffs, turbocharged by strategic policy, and fueled by the realization that global supply chains were a trap waiting to snap. Just look at the numbers. Over 400,000 new U.S. manufacturing jobs have been added since the Liberation Day tariffs began. Dozens of new battery plants, steel mills, chip fabs, they've either been announced or they're under construction. States like Texas, Arizona, Georgia, and Ohio, they're becoming the next generation manufacturing core. Now zoom out to North America. Who's riding that wave with us? Mexico is on fire with factory construction right now. U.S. companies are pulling out of China, skipping over Canada, and setting up shop in Nuevo Leon, Chihuahua, and Baja California. Tesla is building in Mexico, so is BMW, Foxconn too. Why? Lower labor costs, proximity to the U.S. markets, and most of all, Mexico knows it needs to be part of this new economic era. Canada, not so much. Let's talk electric vehicles. In the U.S., we've got battery belt states like Kentucky, Tennessee, and Georgia locking in billions of investment. In Mexico, battery supply chains are booming. But in Canada, they threw billions of taxpayer dollars at Volkswagen for a battery plant. And what did they get? Delays, protests, budget fights, and a country that still doesn't have the leverage to demand supply chain priority. Meanwhile, the Inflation Reduction Act out of Washington is cleared. American made first. Some Canadian parts even get excluded from subsidies. Same story with semiconductors. The U.S. passed the CHIPS Act. We've got fabs rising in Arizona, Ohio, and New York. Intel, TSMC, Samsung, they're all building here. Canada, no CHIPS Act, no plan, no major fabs, not even a serious push. And as the U.S. reorients its supply chains towards Mexico and allies in the Indo-Pacific, Canada isn't even being considered. It's like they didn't read the memo. How did the country once seen as America's closest partner fall behind? Well, it comes down to three things. Number one, bad bets. For years, under Trudeau, Canada overcommitted to the green transition without anchoring it in industrial strength. Carbon taxes, EV mandates, and wind farms, they don't build strategic leverage. Steel, rare earths, microchips, that's where the power is. And Canada wasn't investing there. Number two, no leverage. When Trump hit Canada with steel and aluminum tariffs, Canada responded with what? Tariffs on ketchup and lawnmowers? That's not a strategy. That's just some bullshit. America played hardball and Canada played nice. You know how that goes. Now, Carney is in office. But so far, we're not seeing a pivot to match the urgency of the moment. There's still no real national strategy for industry, no aggressive reshoring vision. Just more globalist talking points about rules-based order and international coordination, while America, and frankly Mexico, race ahead. Carney may be more competent than Trudeau, but competence without boldness really isn't enough. Here's the thing. This isn't just a Canadian problem. It's our problem too. Because in a fragmented world, North America should be strong, unified, and industrial self-sufficient. But right now, we've got one leg of the stool, Mexico, carrying most of the weight. Canada's missing in action. And that weakens the whole region. Because here's what I believe. The future isn't global, it's regional. And the best region in the world should be the US, Mexico, and Canada working together as a bloc. I'd love to see one monetary unit, one unified industrial base, one integrated defense strategy. That's not just about trade. That's about survival in a world of Chinese aggression, Russian instability, and the collapsing of global norms. But to make that happen, Canada has to show up. And not as a moral partner. God knows we have enough of those. But as a strategic one. So what does showing up actually look like? It means investing in real industry, not just virtual signaling about sustainability. It means matching the U.S. energy for security model, not punishing your own oil sector. It means spending on defense and not relying on the U.S. to cover your NATO obligations. And above all else, it means getting serious about China. Because you can't approve Huawei infrastructure one year and beg for defense guarantees the next. You can't waffle on sanctions or trade deals and then wonder why Washington isn't calling. You have to earn your place in this new era. Because let me be clear, America is moving forward. We're not waiting. We're building a new supply chain, a new energy grid, and a new economy. And if Canada doesn't move fast, they're going to be watching it all from the sidelines. Now here's the deal. We're not shutting Canada out to be cruel. We're doing it because the window to act is closing. This decade, it truly will decide who shapes the future and who fades into the background. And I think this has never been more true. But the good news, Canada still has time to choose, to lead, to build, to rejoin the continent's rise, not its retreat. Because when America, Mexico, and Canada align, that's not just a trade pact. That's a real superpower that can make a difference. And I, for one, say let's build it. This is Frank with America's Geopolitics.